My 6th grade year, my mom had come in and she said, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Oh, we're just chilling, watching TV." And she said, "Oh, do you guys want to get high? You guys want to smoke some weed?" And of course we did. When I was younger, up through middle school age, I did not take my schooling seriously. My family was living in Las Vegas. My attendance in school was very poor, and my family was very involved in the drug business. My parents sold large amounts of drugs at a time. I knew what was going on, but I didn't know the extent to it and how big it actually was, and it got really unsafe.
His family was mixed up some pretty big stuff. His stepdad said, "We gotta get out of town, we gotta get going." And somehow they landed in Grants Pass, Oregon.
When we first moved up here, we lived in a hotel for about a week. Eventually it turned into living at a campsite. We were homeless, but we always had meth, cigarettes, and weed. Kind of evaluated it and was like, I can't be doing this anymore. I'm just gonna end up like them.
I remember the first day that Vincent showed up at the high school. I introduced myself and said, "Hey, you an athlete? Do you wrestle?" And he said, "Nah." And I said, "Okay, well, we got some open mats going on. You should jump in with some of the guys. It's pretty fun."
The kids there kind of made me feel welcomed and like kind of taught me a bunch of stuff, and I was like, okay, I could like this. And then I got mixed in with Ben, and he was like, "Look, if you want to be good at wrestling, this isn't a sport you can smoke while doing it." And so I just kind of quit cold turkey.
If you can get a kid hooked into an activity, somebody especially like Vince, who doesn't have a family or a home life, then this then becomes his family.
We all go through tough times together. Like in wrestling, we always bond because we always have hard workouts together.
I try to keep the guys positive, keep motivated and moving forward. And so during that relationship, he started to trust me, I think, and believe that he could talk to me about things.
In February of my freshman year, the threats had settled down in Las Vegas and my parents moved back. My brother, who's 2 years older than me, was already employed. So my mom signed guardianship over to him and I stayed here with him.
His brother was great, but his brother's 2 years old. He doesn't know how to be a family man. He doesn't know what that means.
We were arguing a bunch, and him and his girlfriend were arguing a bunch, and it was a bad environment. It was kind of going back to the negativity part of it.
And one day he just came into my office. He's like, "If somebody says something to me, I'm gonna blow up. I'm gonna lose it on them." And I said, "Yeah, we don't need that today. Just come over for the weekend. Just get away, just get some space so you have a safe place to hang out."
It was just on a trial basis for him because he didn't want to feel like he was abandoning his brother, but he just needed some downtime. He slept pretty much the whole weekend. He was so used to just running on empty.
Living with the Coulters, he didn't have to worry about sleeping on the floor, didn't have to worry about drug addicts coming in. It was a comfort zone that he had never experienced.
I've been with them for 2 years now. We've been through a lot, and I would consider Ben and Mandy my parents. It's pretty awesome. I've never had that. Developing these relationships was the best thing I could have done. These people believed in me when my own family and I didn't.
When he first moved in with us, he didn't think that there was just any way that he could go to college.
Started saying it is an option. You are good enough to go to college.
Ben kind of pushed me to go into AP English, and I wasn't really sure about it because I wasn't confident in myself, but now I'm confident in myself that I can do it.
I think that's when it became real. That he realized, this is gonna come true. I'm gonna go to college.
My favorite subjects is probably the medical classes. I love learning about the body and I love the anatomy. My plan A is to become a physical therapist, and I'd like to go in that profession for a couple of years. And then my plan B is to be a teacher. I just want to give back to people because people have done so much for me.
As Vincent goes to college, he'll conquer it and he'll win, just like he did here. There's something inside of his gut that helps him do that.
I've always believed in my future, and I've always told myself I would be successful. I'm not going to be like my parents. I would have long discussions with Ben, and I think he saw in me that I have potential and I have goals, and he saw my mindset and he saw my attitude towards it, and that's why he wanted to help me, and I accepted that help.